So what are you gonna do after HP then?
I'm just gonna wait until I'm like, wow, I really want to do this, and then I'll do that, you know.
No school?
Not for like a little while, because I'm kind of tired of that shit right now. School,
So you just don't know what you want to do?
basically.
Planning for your adult life while still in most ways an adolescent is something every teen has to face. In 2016, roughly 70% of high school graduates enrolled in colleges or universities, leaving 30% to go directly into the workforce or the military. One of the struggles that I find a lot of young people dealing with is that whole idea of, I'm supposed to have already figured out what it is that I'm going to do forever. And to me, that is not the task at hand when you are in high school or even just graduating high school. But what you want to try and do is gravitate towards something that interests you, and so that way you can begin to sort of figure out who you are and what you want to be. Erin, what are some of the big concerns for students who are about to graduate?
I think speaking from a personal experience, when I graduated high school, one of my biggest concerns is I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure. I was still finding myself, trying to understand who I was. So I think one really pivotal thing that helped me was going to a community college. I took basic classes, and I only did it for a semester. Just spending one semester in a community college really helped me ground my feet and find out that I wanted to study for education. And even when I got to my four-year university, I wasn't sure. I knew that there were topics that I loved and subjects that I wanted to learn more about, and that's what I based my major around. And I think the most important thing for high schoolers or even parents to realize is that there's no end of the line for school. You can always learn. You're always learning. And if you can just set your mind on knowing that, well, if I start this, I should finish it, but I can finish in a different way. I can stop this major if it's not really what I'm passionate about. It might take you a little longer than the average person, but there's no shame in that. It took me 5 years to finish an undergrad, and that's okay because I'm in a better place than I was 5 years ago.
I think it was really smart that you decided to sort of take that transition time into junior college. One of the things I have told both of my kids, and I tell every teenager that I encounter, is whatever you're going to do, just don't just sit on the couch. And so if you haven't figured out, then find something to do during this transition time, whether it's going to junior college or getting a job, just something so that your mind is being stimulated and you're working in the direction of figuring out things. Dr. Alfiee, what do you recommend in terms of helping your teenager sort of transition from the school to going out and living on their own and being a grown-up?
One is starting early. As you've mentioned, in other instances, you have to really start having conversations, or at least trying to gain some sense of what it is that your kids are interested in very early on. Beginning the conversation or beginning to expose the child to the different opportunities out there from a very early age so that they're primed to pay attention and be looking for, as Erin said, what interests them or what attracts them. Those are the things that help prepare them for a career.
I also think that when you're trying to help kids transition into adulthood, there are the practical and logistical area things, and there are the emotional area things. So when it comes to practical and logistical, and some people are going to think that this is so basic, but it is so important. When my kids were in high school, I'd say, come over here, I'm going to show you how to scramble eggs. See, I'm writing a check to pay a bill. Let me show you how to write a check. Because a lot of these kids, as they go into adulthood, don't know these practical things. How do you load the dishwasher? Why is it that I chose this brand of soap instead of another brand of soap? These are all skills that we need that are practical to be adults.
Teach them how to iron. That's a biggie. Yeah, because I still hate ironing. Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to do a better job of it first before I can do that. And then I think the secondary area is all the emotional stuff, where you're starting to teach them to practice self-care and to take care of themselves and to get to know who they are and what they want and what are their values and what do they like. Are they interested in medicine? Are they interested in cars? Those kinds of things are going to help them sort of launch in a way that is at least a semi-close direction of where they need to go.
Absolutely.